I'm here with James McTeague. We're talking about his movie that's coming out November 25th, Ninja Assassin. It's a really good movie. How are you doing in Vancouver right now?
I am enjoying Vancouver. It's good to be here. I've got a few friends that are here and the film festival's on, so it's a good time to be here actually.
So I know you're crazy busy doing back-to-back interviews because your movie just comes out in a couple of weeks. But let's talk about what you've been doing. So you worked on quite a few high-profile movies. So how does this one rank compared to those ones?
I guess over the years, I did I used to be an assistant director, so I did the Matrix trilogy, and then my first film was V for Vendetta, which was a more, complex political kind of movie that had some action in it. Whereas this is more like a straight-out action piece with a solid story in it. So, the idea was to, get a genre that, had sort of been forgotten, but I really liked, and update it and make it into like a modern ninja story.
So what draws you to the ninja genre? Because it's quite dark, but also a lot of people haven't been doing it for quite a while, like almost 30 years. Like it's kind of...
I think, like sometimes you're attracted to things that you grow up with and you have like this kind of special place in your memory. And I think like the ninja movie was, one of those things. And I think it's like a bit of a classic kind of genre piece. People like how they, operate by stealth and they come out of darkness all the time. And, you always have like, the bad guy in it, like the bad father. And then you have the two brothers that are pitted against each other, and the female character who's the catalyst that sets him on the revenge path. I think there's a lot of classic movie elements in the ninja genre which people like, and I think probably also like in films like The Dark Knight, there's ninjas in that, so people know that the ninjas are out there at the moment.
Well, a lot of people said the ninja role is kind of a joke almost, like because of 30 years, it's kind of more of the classy B movies versus now you kind of change it to more of the A movies, you think?
Yeah, gonna try to. Yeah, I guess I had an interest in, taking what was once a B movie genre, which is the ninja movie, but, I also like put it in, like film noir, when that first started, that was like a B movie genre, but there was a lot of really great films that came out of that genre, and that's what I was trying to do with the ninja movie, give it the affectation of an A genre, and, get more people to go and see it and be interested in it.
So the movie has quite a few intense fighting scenes. How did you keep it really realistic with the ninja? Just because you don't really see the ninja, you just see black movement and all of a sudden you see the body. Like, how do you just keep it so realistic?
I was interested in graphic novels and comics and anime, and I really like the way they are very graphic and use negative space or darkness very well. And I thought, if you could put like an element of horror into the movie, that could be cool. You could have the ninjas coming out of darkness all the time. So, and then through a mixture of, doing live effects on set with the blood and then enhancing it digitally, I think that helps to keep you in the mood or keep it real, I guess, as you're saying.
So when the people see at home the trailer, they're going to probably see a lot of blood. Have you ever worked with this much blood?
No, I have not. But, I think if you've ever played any games, or, games that, kids are playing at the moment, that's like Ninja Assassin does not have much blood in it compared to some of those games like Ninja Gaiden or Grand Theft Auto or, Assassin's Creed, any of those kind of games. The amount of blood in Ninja Assassin is quite low. But having said that, compared to a lot of other movies, yes, there is a lot of blood.
Do you find it's hard to work with a lot of blood? Did you use any special types of blood for the movie scenes?
You do, there's a whole combination of stuff that you use, like dyed corn syrup, and, I felt sorry for the character, for Rain, because like for weeks on end he was walking around in a ripped leather jacket with all this sticky kind of blood all over him and big gashes across him, which it actually gets annoying that after about an hour, but he was like in it for weeks and weeks and weeks. So yeah, there's a whole lot of different blood you get to use, and some of it I did digitally, which kind of helped.
abandoned by your parents, without a home, without people to care for you. You should have died. But instead, you fought. Your entire life has brought you to this moment. Do not fail yourself. Do not fail your family. Now the time has come for you to prove. You have made me proud, my son. To never forget who you are.
You know about them? They won't stop until you're dead. Go now.
When you were watching the movie after it was done, did you feel that he had to censor it, or were you just, because he got an R rating for the movie, were you surprised by that, or were you just expect it?
I was surprised. I was surprised, but I really thought like the MPAA, which is a censorship board in the States, really got into the spirit of the movie, and when they gave it an an R rating, they gave it for stylized violence and blood. So obviously they kind of knew what I was trying to do. I wasn't saying that it was real, I wasn't saying that this is really happening. It was, there is an unreal quality to it, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad I got an R rating. Yeah, that was good.
So there's a lot of blood, but there's also a lot of different weapons that you've been using. Usually ninjas use the sword, but the main character, Razo, he actually used, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like a chain with a blade at the end of it.
Correct. Yeah, it comes from a traditional a weapon, which is a rope dart. I mean, that's probably the easiest English translation. But yeah, the blade I just added because I thought it'd be cool if that character had his own special weapon that he knew how to use, and like some of the other characters, maybe that was someone fought with like 2 katanas, or someone threw shurikens or throwing stars. And so I thought it'd be great if you could give each person like a different weapon, and when they went mano a mano on each other, that one might have an advantage if they were fighting close, while the other one might have an advantage if they were further away. But I also just used it because it looked cool, him swinging that thing around. Right?
Did you ever get injured? Like, how much practice did you have to use? Because it looked quite cool actually watching it, but it must have been really difficult to learn that.
Yeah, it was difficult to learn that, but he is like a dancer who's done like a lot of choreography, has really good motor function. I'd hate to think if I was using that thing, I'd probably just hit myself in the head all the time or something like that. But he was amazing with it. And then obviously the blade was put in digitally later on, so I didn't cut people in half on set and stuff like that.